Momos and fuckos, lend me your ear. No. Alright guys, how you doing? What's going on? I hope you guys are warm, because I'm freezing my fucking nuts off in this fucking house. I'm looking for some shit to show you. Alright, there's a book by my boy. Excuse me, I have a paper smelling fetish. Okay, this is a book by my boy Dr. Carlin Coker. It's probably, I think it's like 20 years old, but it's called Extreme Muscle Enhancement. Alright, Extreme Muscle Enhancement by Dr. Carlin Coker. It's got a lot of good stuff in here, boy. Oof. And, of course, I'm in the beginning of the book, and, you know, Carlin and I, we grew up together, Dr. Carlin Coker. He's also one of the UFC doctors, and he's, what's his name there? What's the UFC guy there from Canada? The really good one, nigga. Whatever. And also, Shamrock. Frank Shamrock. What the hell's his name? It's not Jean-Claude Van Damme, but something like that. Anyway, and he also wrote this book. Here's another one. Same title, but different book. Okay? Wait, right? It's a different book. Yeah, this is the new 2nd edition. Okay, and he's got a thing in here with me. And, but this is a really good book. Okay, it's very fat. And this one might have come out in like 2000. He was writing for, Iron Mag, Muscular Development Magazine at the time. Dr. Carlin Coker. These are really good books. It's from a doctor's point of view. There is juice shit in here and all kinds of different sets of wraps and all that shit. Why can't I remember that UFC guy's name? They give him oh my god, he's super famous. See his face? I can't remember. They give him he has like, you know, where they do like Jean-Claude Van Damme would be like a JLVD or whatever the fuck. Anyway, he has can't believe I don't remember his name. Anyway, there's a famous video of Joe Rogan kicking a bag and teaching him how to do this, like, axe kick or front kick or whatever the fuck it is. It escapes me. But, Death in the Locker Room. I might have shown you guys this book before. This book, whoo, this book started it all off. This is the book that really put steroids, basically, like, you know, made people fucking fear steroids. Before that, people didn't really know steroids. This book is by Dr. Bob Goldman. Okay? Steroids, cocaine, in sports. Yes, guys, Dr. Bob. This book is legendary. And my girlfriend's selling it. Yes, it's an old book. Google it. Death in the Locker Room. Dr. Bob Goldman used to work for Joe Weider and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff in here, and it talks about how athletes use all kinds of different drugs. This is from way back then, okay? Way back in the 80s and all that shit. What athletes use, you know, to get, like, fucking jacked or performance enhancing and all that stuff. It wasn't just steroids, bro. It was cocaine. Jeez, no, go figure. They still do that shit today. Do I have all this shit? There's so much other shit here, guys, but I don't want to fucking rip this thing down, because then I'm gonna hear my girlfriend's big fucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? I can hit a fucking big mouth. Let me see, is there anything else I can show you guys real fast here? What is this? I don't know what the fuck this shit is. This is bullshit here. Alright, the rest is bullshit. That I can pull out without knocking this whole shelf down on me. And then I get my ass kicked by my girlfriend, so. I got the good magazines. I'm going to show them to you. They're up there in a box. You know, the 1930s, when you see all the kind of shit, Reg Park and fucking John Gremick and all those guys, and they're in mint condition. There's a few of them a little bit, you know, soiled, not bad, you know, few, but most of them in mint condition. And, you know, 25 cents, 15 cents and shit like that for a magazine. Imagine that. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine if I could, back in the day, if I could have bought a magazine for 15 cents. Holy Christ. But, anyway. Alright guys, listen, I'm going to get started. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about some questions and put them in the comment section. I read all your fucking comments. The good ones and the bad ones. Thank God there's not a lot of bad ones. Okay? You get a few little fucking idiots trying that shit. You know, the synthol shit. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's the old school shit. But anyway, I got a lot of things I'm doing more with Generation Iron. Generation Iron's actually coming to my house to film. They're doing a special film. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm in Generation Iron 4 called Bigorexia. Go figure. Okay. And that's going to be a good part in there. But this other one they're doing, I'm not going to tell you what it's about. It's going to be a secret. We like secrets. Alright. Enough bullshit. Let's get busy.
How you doing? My name is John Sikoris, and this is Sharice Sikoris, and we're the owners of Titan Medical Center.
First question, Keith Jacobs. Okay, that where I say Keith is Caleb Jacobs. There's no way. Yeah, Caleb Jacobs. Is it Caleb? Caleb. Holy fuck, bro. You ever see that show Smarter Than a fucking Fifth Grader or whatever the fuck it's called? I'd lose. Can't read my own writing. Greg, your next video, can you please tell us about how muscle memory works, okay? If I was jacked about a year ago, will it be easier for me to be jacked again? He wants to gain his muscle back. Alright, listen, here's the deal. Yes, muscle has memory. I don't know, I can't sit here and, you know, give you the technical reasons why that is. I don't know. But muscle has memory. In sports, that's really important because even in baseball, arm slots with pitchers, okay, when their arm slots off, they can tell, and they're the best when their arm slot or a pitcher when even a batter when they're hitting, okay, it's when you're in that right slot, that's your slot. You go best. Well, in bodybuilding, you could fucking take all the time off in the world, but if you came back and you trained correctly, you should gain all your muscle back. Now, are there exceptions to the rule? I'm sure there's some guy out there that's going to say, that's not true, I was once humongous, you know, okay, simmer down, okay? I get it, but for the most part, it is true, because, you know, I have never ever, you know, I haven't experienced that, myself, you know what I mean, like, meaning like I've never let myself get really skinny and lost everything and then tried to gain it back. But there are people who have walked away from weights for 10 fucking years and have come back and have gained their mass back and they look fucking goddamn good. And I know that muscle has memory. Now, that doesn't mean that you might be like with benching, for instance, let's say you once bent 500 pounds, right? And then you took some time off, and you may get your muscle size back, but you know, strength is something that's totally different. Okay, strength is, there's a lot of other levels that involve strength. You know, from tendon strength to ligament strength, you know, to muscle strength. You know what I mean? That's why some guys tear muscles, tear ligaments, tear tendons, and they'll never, you know, they'll never be able to lift the same unless they have had an operation and have had pins put in there and all kinds of shit. It's not the same. It's not the same. But muscle itself, and this guy seems to be talking about muscle size, okay? Muscle size has memory. And once you've achieved that size, you've also stretched the fascia and all that. And the fascia's been stretched, and where you've experienced that one size before, you will experience that size again if you take time off and if you eat correctly, train correctly. And you can't, wait, guys, if you're a guy who once took a lot of steroids, okay, you took a lot of steroids, and now you're not taking any steroids, can you gain back all that size that you lost from not taking steroids? You know what I mean? Like when you came off. And no, that's a totally different ball game, okay? Because technically, you know, you were swole. You know what I'm saying? You weren't like, it wasn't like, oh, it's I believe that lean muscle gain naturally, you can gain back. If you take steroids, you can gain your steroid muscle back, but you're not gonna say, listen, I once took steroids and I reached 250 and I was ripped and big and I had 22-inch arms. Now I went off to steroids. It's been 10 years. I'm going to try to come back and I'm going to train naturally. Can I get those 22-inch arms back? Because after all, muscle has memory, and they were once 22 inches. It ain't going to happen if you don't take the steroids. Okay, that's something totally different. There's other factors involved. Okay. If you follow the recipe and you did what you did before, you should be able to gain your muscle back. I mean, Caleb Jacobs, yeah. I mean, I don't really know what else to say about that. You know, I don't. I just know that if you once went on steroids and you're trying to get steroid muscle and your natural muscle, then it's not the same. And nobody is the same. Nobody. There's nobody who reached this pinnacle naturally, and then they went and got like fucking Godzilla on juice, and now they're going to go back to being a natural, think they're going to gain that muscle, that kind of muscle. It's not. You only gain that muscle because you took steroids. There's only a limit on how big you can actually get naturally. Don't think there isn't, because there is. The biggest natural on the fucking planet. The guy who's the most genetically gifted, who has the most natural muscle ever to fucking walk the earth, cannot really compare that much with a guy who's on fucking a lot of steroids. Now, there are exceptions, okay? I felt like I myself was an exception because I used to beat guys on steroids and everything. But without a doubt, above me, you had fucking Kai Green. You had Mike Ashley. You had Jean-Paul Galim. You had Ronnie Coleman. Those guys naturally, okay, naturally had a lot of muscle. But they also were a totally different bodybuilder. Kai Green naturally was a great bodybuilder. But he could never, without steroids, he wasn't going to crack the Olympia. Do you understand what I'm saying? But with steroids, he could be Mr. Olympia. Ronnie Coleman, naturally, you know, it's like 13th, 14th, 15th in pro shows. All of a sudden he takes steroids, now he's Mr. Olympia. So even those genetic freaks, okay, it took steroids to get them to where they were. And even when they go off, they're not going to get that kind of muscle naturally. I'm still big naturally. Okay, I could go off nothing and I still have good size on me because that's what I look like naturally. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I don't look anything like I did. If you see me in person, I don't look retarded and shit like that. Well, I look retarded in the face and shit, but I don't look retarded like I did when I was on steroids. You know, I was 280 almost, you know what I'm saying? At 5'6", 280 at 5'6", you know, right now I'm like fucking maybe 195, 200 at the most, you know, when I'm eating a lot, you know, so it's not the same. So can you gain back your, you know, yes, but you're not going to gain steroid gains naturally. You know, and when you say, well, muscle has memory, I once had 22-inch arms when I was on juice, but naturally you had 18-inch arms. You'll get your 18-inch arms back, but you're not going to get to 22. All right, I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Let's go to something else. All right? All right. What do we got here? What the hell? Perry Blanchard. I heard you and Arnold talk about white fiber and red fiber muscles. Can you tell us on your show on the can you give us more guidance about what that means? I can't read my writing. I'm sorry, guys. I know. Who's smarter than a 5th grader? Not Valentino. Okay. Who reads like a fucking 1st grader? Not Valentino. Who reads like a kindergartner. Especially his own handwriting. And I'm really not that bad of a reader, but it's, well, whatever. Okay. I'm lying. Red fiber, white fibers, fast twitch, slow twitch, okay, which just means designed basically for explosive movements. Okay, red fiber. Fuck, I'm dropping everything over here. Wait a minute, hold on, guys. Let me hit the... Fuck, shit. Okay. It hit the ground. I gotta pick that shit up. Fuck. I gotta pick all this shit up. I had my girlfriend's rosary beads too, fella. I can't let that shit fucking... I'll never hit the end of that. So I had to pick that up. Listen to me. Red fiber... Look. Red fiber is considered... it's slow twitch. It's red. Means slow twitch means it basically it takes a lot to fucking really work it. You know what I'm saying? It's endurance type muscle. White fiber is explosive. The best way I could tell you, a chicken. A chicken walks on its legs. So a chicken walks around, so it's got big thighs, right? Compared to other birds. Other birds got sticks, like this, because they don't really walk on their legs. They'll walk a little bit, but they're fly, okay? But a chicken's chest is white meat. You know why? Because chickens don't fly. Chickens do explosive movement. Like if you went blah to a chicken, it would go blah and fucking, well, that sounded more like a fucking turkey, but it would shoot across the fucking, it would shoot across the ground, and you don't go, oh look, there's a flock of chickens up there. It doesn't happen. Oh look, a flock of turkeys. Because their chest is explosive movement. They don't really fly. If you took a bird that flew a lot, like a pigeon or a fucking whatever, and you looked at their chest, is mostly, it's a lot of red fiber, okay? Because explosive fiber, like a sprinter in a marathoner. A sprinter basically uses all red fiber. It's endurance. It's long distance. It's red slow twitch fiber. A sprinter who explodes, like this, they have big thighs, right? They have big muscular thighs because they have explosive fiber. So a lot of size, and it comes from white fiber, which is explosive movement fiber, okay? Which is fast twitch. I mean, fast, boom! It's made to fucking go from 0 to 100, okay? Right away, like that. Like a chicken, popping his chest like this. That's why chicken's got that white fiber meat, because it's explosive movement. Now, we don't just have red and white. We have combination of and mixture of and all that stuff, all right? So, you know, there's medium twitches, all that. All that means is this. If you're a guy, like I have a friend, okay, who used to train, not heavy duty, but heavy weights, but he was all white fiber. He can go in the gym any more than 3, 4, 5 sets. He felt like he was overtraining, and he used real heavy weights, and that's the way he responded. Needed a lot of rest, you know, like that kind of shit. Then you get somebody like me, John Defendis, the other guys who need lots of sets, volume training, even Arnold, you know what I mean? Trained each body part 3 times a week. Would do 40, 50 sets of body part 3 times a week. He would do his biceps, do 50 sets of 3 times a week. Okay? The average guy can't do that, but that means Arnold had a lot of red fiber. Mixture of, there's always a mixture of. Nobody's pure red or pure white. But when you realize what you have, when you experiment, remember, what do I always tell you? You are the Frankenstein monster, and you're also the Dr. Frankenstein. You are the science project and the scientist. You have to experiment, okay? If you grow better with explosive movements and just that, you have a lot more white fiber, and you train accordingly, you're going to get big, All right. If you have a lot of red fiber mixed in with it, you got to train accordingly. Like you could train more high volume training and everything else. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to lift light at all. You can lift heavy weights, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot more. You know what I mean? Work. It's. I don't know how else to explain it to you. Other than trial and error, nobody can tell you that. There's no guru on this planet that can tell you, you're white fiber. You have a lot more white fiber than red fiber, so you'd be better off training. The only way they can tell you that is by putting you through a workout, right? And then seeing how you respond. Okay? My friend couldn't do, if you held the gun to his head and said, you're going to do more than 5 sets for your chest, he couldn't do it. He could not do it. He just couldn't. He wouldn't be able to. He'd be like, I can't even lift it anymore. Because he is all white fiber. He was a classic case of somebody who's loaded with white fiber. Okay? I believe that like guys like the Mensa brothers were loaded with white fiber. I think that Dorian Yates had a combination of red and white because he trained the heavy. When you train the real heavy duty way, you're definitely a combination. I know Mensa did the heavy duty, but I mean the way Yates grew. Oh shit! Sorry. And the way Yates grew and all that shit, the Arthur Jones, you can hit all your white fibers and your red fibers, but it seems like white fiber people definitely, with that explosive movement, seem to respond better. Again, the only way to find that out is through trial and error. See how you work. See if you're one of these guys that after 5 or 6, 7, 8 sets, and you're like, dude, I'm fucking cooked, and and you're growing from that. The results are coming, and you're getting bigger and stronger, and using heavy weights. You're not doing low reps. I'm not talking about no 3, 4 reps. Okay, more like 8, 9, 10 reps. But with heavy weight, then you're fucking definitely got a lot of white fiber. Ronnie Coleman had a lot of white fiber, but he also had red fiber. We all have a combination of both, but the distribution is different each person. That's why one guy can lift heavy and grow, and another guy's got to do a lot more sets. It's all like that, okay? That's why a sprinter can sprint and do a 40-yard dash like crazy, but if you stuck him to do a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles or even a marathon, he'd get killed, okay? Because he's, first of all, he's trained mostly predominantly to build his white fiber. He's built for sprinting, okay? And if you train that way, you also will stimulate those fibers. And if you neglect the others, if you don't do long distance running, you're not going to have, you know what I mean? The best thing is to do a combination of both, okay? Both training. I like volume and some heavy weights, but you got to find out what's right for you. I feel like I'm not answering your question right there, Perry, but that's the best I can tell you. I mean, you have to find out for you. No guru, nobody can do, unless they do a muscle biopsy on you, there's no way to tell other than trial and error. There you go. All right. I can't see the guy's name who asked me this, but I should have wrote, I can't make out the name, but anyway, I'm always asked this question. This has got to be one of the fucking, about planning heavy days and light days. You cannot plan heavy days and light days in the gym. You can't do it. You can't. It's not good. Dorian Yates, you got to read the book, Blood and Guts. It's Dorian Yates' book, Blood and Guts Training. If you train heavy, if you plan ahead, what happens if today's supposed to be a heavy day? And I worked all day, I'm a little shot, I get to the gym, I just don't have it. But I'm trying to lift the heavy weights anyway. No good. No good. Okay? You're better off working the muscle, dropping the weights till the weight feels correct on you, and working the muscle. There are some days where I can go in the gym and I'm like, holy shit. Normally I always, get 10 reps and everything. But normally I get 10 reps with this. Today I'm getting 15 with it. You know what I mean? I feel really strong, so I put a little bit more weight on. All right, so now I'm back down to 10 reps. But I'm getting a little more weight. Okay? That's because I go by how I feel. And that's what Dorian Yates used to talk about that shit. And he was 100% right. You gotta go by the way you feel. You can't just if you plan a heavy or a light day. What if you plan on going light today? You know what? Today I'm just gonna cut the weights. I'm gonna do a lot more reps and everything like that. And you know what? You realize that, holy fuck, I feel really strong today. But I planned to go light, so I don't do that. The one thing I do that I will tell you that I'm very consistent with is I never go in and say, you know what, I'm just going to go through the motions today. I'm just going to do a little pump and get them where, keep the body going, get some blood in the muscle. I don't do that. I'm not telling you that that's not right for you. That you got to try it. That's trial and error again. But for me, it's all or nothing. It's a fucking balls to the walls, all or nothing. If I was supposed to do 100 sets and I did 99, I feel like I cheated myself. So when I go in the gym, I'd never know if I'm going to go heavy or light until I start doing a couple sets and I say, holy shit, I feel a little strong today. I'm going to smack some weights on. Or I feel a little, but that doesn't affect how I'm going to do the workout. I still do the workout that I plan on doing, the exercises and the rep schemes. It's just that the weights may change because now I feel heavy. Now I feel like I can handle heavy weights today. Or no, now I feel like I got to go lighter. I don't have it. But I don't cut down the sets. And I don't just pump with rep like that. I follow the method that I use, my recipe. Gabish? Does that make sense to you? So what I'm trying to say to you is I don't go to the gym. I never miss workouts. But if I do miss a workout, because if I'm sick or something like that, or I'm run down, or if I have something really important going on that forces me to miss it, the next day I can't wait. I'm like this. I can't wait to get to the gym. I'm biting on the fucking weights. All right? Well, same thing. If I say, you know what, I just feel like I don't have it today. I'm going to take a day off. By tomorrow, I can't wait to get to the gym. Because I'd rather take the day off than do a half-assed, I'm just going to do a little light pumping today, a little something, just to keep the muscles awake. See, that's you. That may work for you. And I'm not saying that you can't do that. I'm saying that for me, that doesn't work. It's a mental thing for me. Okay, more mental than anything else. Because I'd rather take the day off and come back tomorrow so hungry that I'm ready to eat the fucking weights. Then go through a half-ass, just stand there with my friend. Yeah, I was thinking about going to the movies tonight. I can't do that, bro. It's just not in me. I can't do a half-ass workout, a little pumping, get a little blood flow. No. I don't need blood flow, bro. I need to work out. So either I go in to work out or I miss the day. I will not go in just to get a half-ass workout. I won't do it. Won't do it. Won't happen. Now, that's part of the reason why, about planning the heavy and light day. I don't plan. I know what I'm going to do when I get there, okay? And sometimes I'll add in extra exercise. If I'm feeling really good and I've got this pump going, I don't want to lose that pump, so I'll actually add sets. I'll never cut sets. Never. I'll add sets, but I'll never cut them. Because my mind is, I have to do it this way. That doesn't mean it's right for you. It just means it's right for me, and because I'm a little nuts, all right? I'm a little fucking bots. But that's me. I like, but it still goes under the whole don't plan a heavy or light day. Because if you plan a heavy day and you don't have it that day, you're just pissing in a fan. And if you fucking plan a light day and that's a day where you fucking happen to get in the gym and you're actually really strong, Dorian used to go by the way he felt. That's what I do. I know what I'm gonna do. But the weights that I use is gonna be determined by the first couple sets I do. Does that make sense? How I feel after doing the first couple sets and saying, you know what, fuck it, dude. I feel like I got a little fucking strength today. Like last night I did chest. And I was like fucking doing like 5, 6, 7 extra reps with the weight that I normally use. And I'm like, dude, I'm strong today. I'm going to smack on some more weight. So I throw on an extra 20, 30 pounds. That's how I operate. But I never, ever, ever plan a heavy or light day because you don't know what you got till you get in there and start doing it. Does that make sense? Do you get that? Again, it's all trial and error, and it's experience. An experienced lifter knows this. An experienced guy in the gym knows this. He knows his capabilities. He knows what he's got. But until you actually put the fucking weights in your hands, you don't know. You don't know what you're going to do that day. You don't know what weights you can handle. There you go. Capiche? Next. Alright, guys. Mark LaRoche wants to know, is it better to do cardio before or after the workout? Is it better to be fasted or not fasted? And what's the best cardio? Holy Christ, Mark. Alright, I think, let me go to the latter first. I've talked about this before. There's no better cardio. You want to really fucking get yourself... I mean, first of all, if you're looking to get in shape, maybe lose weight. You're not being specific what you're trying to do, okay? If you're just trying to get in shape or whatever, but there's nothing better than running and running outside. You know what I mean? I mean, you can run a treadmill all you want and sprint and all that shit. That's fine. Well, man, if you go out and run on a track somewhere, or, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to see cross-country runners and all these big runner. They run outside. They don't run on treadmills like that. They don't. They may do for a little bit, you know, for extra shit, but they run. They run for real, and it's my experience, because I'm one of the few people who can run fast and run for long distance. Wait a minute. When I was younger. Now I can't even run to the bathroom. But what I'm trying to tell you is, there's nothing better than running outside. Given that, we know that most of you people are not going to do that, okay? And I like to do sprints. I would tell you, if you really want to get in shape, sprint a football field, okay? And walk the jog it back, and then sprint again the 100 yards, and jog it back. Or you could do the old infamous what guys do in a track. They sprint the distance of the track. They jog around, and then they sprint this way, and then they jog around, and then sprint. You know what I'm talking about. But like, go to the football field, you sprint, jog back. Sprint, jog back. Do it about 5, 6 times, maybe 10 times. And you'll be fucking, it'll definitely help you cardio-wise and everything. And I like that. I like running. If I ever quit, working out and change my workouts, that's what I would go into. I would get into running. A lot of running. I'm into that. And if you talk to David Goggins, he certainly isn't going to tell you go run on a treadmill. That motherfucker runs on dirt, on grass, goes out and runs for real. And terrain running. It's great. There's nothing better than that. Now, should you do it on an empty stomach? Or should you be fat, should you have food in your stomach? I think it depends on the person. You're going to get experts say there's nothing better than fasted cardio. That's for a lot of people, that may be the case, but not for Gregorio, because Gregorio is a fucking momo, and he's got to have food in his labans or he gets nauseous, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you is, I got to have food in my stomach. It's like when I train. I got to have a little food in my stomach. If I ran on a dead, empty stomach, I would stop and dry heave, and it's happened to me, okay? It's happened to me. Even when I went to Gold's Gym back in 1981, when I was in Gold's Gym, there's an alleyway over there. And I remember I'd run out in the alleyway because I'd be training so fucking hard, and I had no food in my stomach. On an empty stomach, I was dry heaving out there, okay? Put a little food in there, and I'm fucking feel good. Everybody's different. The guys I train with are the same way. They're going to have a little food in there. But I understand the whole mindset, fasted cardio, you're burning the calorie. Okay? I don't care. That's something that you're going to have to try. You're going to have to do a whole trial and error thing with, again, like, guys, how many fucking times I tell you, if there was somebody who had the answers to every one of your, like, dude, I could tell you about your body right here. I know every answer for your body. He's full of shit. Nobody does. Nobody does. The greatest trainer in the world don't. Even these fucking gurus, they make you take pictures, they give feedback. They tell you to give them feedback because they got to try to read what's going on with you. When you yourself could be doing that, but gabish, you know what I mean? When you're hungry, you eat. When you're tired, you sleep. When you got to take a fucking shit, you take a shit. You know what I mean? Your body's always talking to you. So you got to listen to that. I don't like fasted cardio. Not for me. But for a lot of people, it works. It works. And I'm not against it. Just saying for me. You got to try it for you. Okay? I know this. So if I'm going to go run on a track, and I'm going to run out there for any long distance, I don't have a banquet meal. But I like a little bit of food in my stomach, a little something light, and definitely something I like, a little bit sugary something, because I just feel like it. That's why, marathon runners, they fucking, look, you see the fucking guy from, what's it called over there, Kuwait, fasted carbs, fast carbs, he says. Sorry, he didn't say fasted carbs. He says fast carbs, sugar. He believes in drinking like basically almost like sugar water when you're training. You know what I'm saying? He said it's better than amino acids. I don't know about that. I would like a little something like that in me. That's why Gatorade and all that shit. I need that in me, but I would be able to run like a motherfucker, and I'll burn that shit right the fuck up. You know what I mean? I can sprint, and the more I sprint, my thighs, dude, I have a muscle mind like with my thighs like you wouldn't fucking believe. But I could fucking, my thighs would grow like fucking, you won't, I mean, they get huge just from sprinting, you know? I'm telling you, hamstrings too. That's me. That might not be you. So when I sprint, I like to sprint, then jog back, then sprint, then jog back, then sprint, then jog back. I'll do that 10 times, but you should do it at least 5. 10 is better. And again, whether you have food in you or not, that's up to you. Only you know that. You're going to have to try it. I definitely wouldn't recommend a lot of food, that's for sure, because you could get sick. Okay, especially if you're running really hard. But just as little bit of the right food, or maybe a good fucking, you know, like a Gatorade type of sugary drink that can give you a little something with the, you know, with electrolytes and everything like that. Especially going to be doing a lot of that work. I'm not worried so much about, oh, I'm going to put on fat, you know what I mean? Because I feel like it helps me. That's me. If you're one of those fasted guys, God bless you, God damn it, do it. But don't fuck around. Sprint, jog back. Sprint, jog back. Sprint, jog back. Watch what it does to you. Watch what it does to your legs. Watch what it does to your ass. Your fucking waist will go down. Everything strengthens your heart. It's not like sprinting, bro. And then you get the long distance part by running, you know, jogging back. By the time you jog back and sprint and jog back and sprint, believe me, you're getting a fucking great cardio workout. It's better. You don't see no fucking track guy either running with weights on. Nobody does it. You don't add a resistance to a non-resistance exercise. You're not going to see Usain Bolt with big weight belts and shit like that running around. Those are fucking momos. When you see those guys on the side of the road, you beep. It's a momo. Fucking momo. I'm just kidding. All right, so, look, not the greatest questions this week, but I'm answering what you guys asked me. Okay? They're not bad. They're not great. We've had better. I hope you learned a little something. All right, listen. Here, let's wind this up. What did we learn? We learned we're a bunch of fucking momos, but we already knew that. What did we learn? That muscle has memory. Yes, it does. Okay? But we also learned that if you're trying to fucking, if you had 22-inch arms and you were on steroids and now you're natural, okay, and you haven't worked out a while, now you want to get those 22-inch arms back and you think you're going to do it naturally, it's not going to happen. Even though you once had them, that's not what muscle memory means, okay? That's enhanced muscle. It's two different things. It means whatever your genetic, you know, you've reached on a genetic plateau was before, you can get that back naturally if you were natural before. That's what that means. All right? The whole red fiber, white fiber thing, he says Arnold talked about it. Perry Blanchard says Arnold talked about it. Yes, he talks about it. It just means that's how you can optimize your training by figuring out whether you're more red fiber or white fiber. You know, and there's always the combination of, okay, I know some of you guys, oh, there's a lot more fibers than just red. We know that, okay? But the thing is, the only way to find out is through trial and error. Okay? Most people have pretty much, I'd say a lot of guys have a little bit more red fiber than white fiber, but it's not everybody. You're going to have to find that out. And that's by doing explosive movements, the whole bit. Remember what I told you about the chicken? With the fucking chest. That's why it's got white meat, because it doesn't fly. It just uses it for explosive movements to shoot across the room. Okay? And it walks on its legs. It does a lot of walking. That's why it's got jack built, but it does so much walking that it's got a lot of big leg muscles, but it's red fiber. What else? The heavy light days, we don't want to plan heavy light days because, you know, we could go in the gym and it could fucking be, I could be strong that day and now I'm going to train light, or vice versa. It could be weak that day and I'm going to train heavy. We don't do that, okay? We're going to find out what's right for us and we're going to train accordingly. That's what we're going to do. If we have it that day, you don't know whether you're strong that day or not. You go in there with a recipe, you know, your training schedule. But you won't know until you do the first fucking set or two. And, okay, I think I feel strong today. That's what's going to decide. So that's when you make that decision. And then, what we were just talking about, you know, the whole fucking running thing. Should you be fasted? Should you not be fasted? That's up to you. Only you can tell that. Some people work great with an empty stomach. Other people get nauseous with an empty stomach. Some people get nauseous with food in the stomach. I like a little bit of food, a little something in my stomach. Not a lot, a little something. Okay, when I'm running. When I work out, I like a little bit more. But regardless, okay, the guys in Kuwait, you know, they like fast carbs, which means sugary carbs. They like that, okay? I know that goes against what you think, but the sugar goes into the muscle, blah, 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 blah. No fucking Olympian's going to work out with weight jackets or any of that shit. You know, you can't add resistance to a non-resistance exercise, just like you couldn't say you can't take the resistance out of a resistance exercise. Like you can't curl a pencil, you know, 500 times and say, look, I'm going to get my biceps big. It's not going to happen. That's a resistance training. This is non-resistance training. We're doing sprinting. But I say sprint, then jog back. Sprint, then jog back. Football fields. Watch what happens. Should you do it before a workout or after workout? I think everybody's different. I think you're gonna have this whole trial and error. Okay. I don't like to waste my energy doing all that. I like to get the workout done and then sprint. But some guy, I do understand though. Sometimes doing a little sprinting first because it could wake up your body and warm everything up. So when you start your workout, something you're going to have to fucking try out on your own. See which way works best for you. Okay? Alright, guys, listen to me. Put down your comments here. Put down what you want to know. Alright? Let's talk about some shit here. Alright? You got to understand something. Nobody knows your body better than you. Nobody. Nobody knows your body better than you. You're your own science project. You're the experiment. Be the scientist. Listen to feedback. Everything you do, your body gives you feedback. Okay? Everything. Do you understand that? Everything you do, there's feedback about. That's how you live. You go in the gym, you do your first set or two, and you say, wow, I feel a little strong today. There's feedback. Your body's telling you, dude, today you got it. You got it. This is your day. You're gonna push some weight today. You get in the gym and they fucking pick up a 25-pound dumbbell, and you go, wow, this shit feels heavy as hell. Well, today, you're not so strong. Okay, it's feedback. Listen to the feedback. Your body's talking to you. Can you hear it? Are you listening to it? It's the best advice I can give you. With everything, even with food. Certain foods bloat you. You know, if I have even a little bit of Chinese food, my gut sticks out this far. I can't get it. I can't even suck it in. Okay? Some people don't have that problem. Everybody's different. Find out what's right for you. Diet-wise, sleep-wise, food-wise, training-wise, cardio-wise, all of it. You're different than everybody else. You're unique. And by the way, speaking of that, be good to your girl, be good to your wife, pay your child support, don't be a cocksucker with that shit, okay? Remember, it doesn't matter what she does with the money. What matters is that what you gave the money. Because even if she throws it away, one day that kid's going to be older, and that kid's going to say, my father paid every month, and you threw that money away, or you gave it to that asshole you're married to. Then you're going to be the hero. Trust me, I've been there. Alright? And be good to yourself. Stop this bullshit. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop pissing and shitting in a bathtub and then go laying in and say, poor me, my life sucks. Nobody's ever going to love me. That's you. That's your fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. Stop doing that. Because after a while, you're going to believe that bullshit. Okay? You're going to believe that you suck. You're going to believe that you're no good or you're worthless. Stop that. I don't think you're worthless. I want you here. Okay? I need you guys. I believe in you. I wouldn't be wasting my time telling you this shit. But you got to step up yourself. I can't live your life for you. I can't kick you in the ass from here. I'd like to, but I can't. That's up to you. Pull up your big boy pants. Stop fucking complaining. Let's do it. There's some guy in fucking Afghanistan right now probably sitting in a fucking cage about to get beheaded, and you're bitching because some fucking girl at work don't like you, or, I don't know, your boss is mean to you, whatever. Forget out of here with that shit. Alright? I love you guys, man. Stop fucking around. Stop being a fucking fucko. You're already a momo. Don't be a fucko. Don't upgrade. Okay? Don't be like a Ferrigno. Sorry, I had to go there. Alright, guys? Put your comments down. Give me the fucking feedback. Ask me some good shit. Don't ask me the stupid shit and then ask me. And don't write me fucking books. You know what I mean? I started out taking 3 weeks of D-ball with this. I can't read all that shit, bro. I can't, you know. But also, if you want to find out, like, what should I be doing for getting cut? Are you getting cut so you can walk around the beach, Mr. Mall? Or are you doing it because you got a show? I mean, you know, be specific with that. But you don't have to write a book. Just get to the point. You fucking Momo. Alright, I love you guys. See you next week.
At Titan Medical Center, we are here to make you feel better, look better, and perform better. We're here to get you to your optimal levels in the most natural way possible. We are a boutique-style clinic without the boutique-style costs. All medications are monitored and prescribed by a physician. Let us help you get the results you've been wanting. Come to Titan Medical Center for the most cutting-edge therapies and the most current information on how to take the most natural approach to your health.